Today we have the engine control module from a Lexus in shop. The problem we're having is the car's hard to start, idle speed is a bit unsteady, so we're going to take a look at this. This is from a Lexus 95 Lexus IS400, and it does have a rebuilt sticker on it back from October 3rd, 2009. I'm going to show you what's wrong with this and how to go about taking care of most of the problems with this. There are 6 Phillips screws each side. We're going to remove both covers on this unit because we're going to need access to the circuit boards to show you what the problem is here. This is a pretty simple repair. We've taken care of these modules several times in the past. Maybe not particularly from the IS400, but basically all these control modules are the same. If you know what to look for, you can pretty much straighten them out. There's one cover, and we're going to remove the second cover. We have a lot of do-it-yourself repairs on our website. See the website if you need help with stereo removal, maybe fixing other problems and so on. We are continuing to add more do-it-yourself repairs for many of the problems we've seen in the past years. And now this one is going to be added to that as well. See our channel on YouTube if you can't find what you need on our website. Now we have the 2 covers removed. We have one large circuit board on this side of the module and another circuit board on this side of the module. And because the connectors are connected to this circuit board here with all the connectors, we're going to remove the top board. So we're going to remove all these Phillips screws here on the top. Looks like there's about 8 of them here. And this will allow us access to the circuit boards to see what kind of problems we have here. Again, see our website for stereo removal. We don't have anything for removing many modules in the car, but the car stereo and speakers we do have. Take a look at that. Also, again, do it yourself. Follow it through to your year, make, and model of car, and you should find what is available there. If you don't, it's good to give us an email, usually subject line of what you're looking for. We'll see if it's on file, see if we can get it up there as well. Now, we've removed all 8 screws here from the circuit board. And what we're going to have here is this board will hinge out. And we're going to pull it up a little bit. And what we have here are ribbon cables. These cables are, you can see there's 100 connections here, 100 connections here, and it connects this board to the bottom board. Now we want to be very gentle with these because if you break any of these ribbon cables here, you're going to find that you're going to have to put jumper wires in from one to the other the whole time. And while you're putting the jumper wires in for the ones that are broken, you're breaking the rest off. So be very gentle with these ribbon cables. Now what we're looking here is electrolytic capacitors. Electrolytic capacitors come in many sizes, but this is what we're looking for. This is an electrolytic capacitor. These have negatives on one side with a silver line. They have a value to them and a voltage rating, and capacitors are very important for stabilizing voltages and transferring signals. And this is normally what we find goes bad in these. And if we look closely here at the main circuit board, we can see that the top board here has no electrolytic capacitors on it. But here on this bottom board, we have an electrolytic capacitor here. We have one here, 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 2 more over here, and it looks like a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if that's correct. Yes, 6 electrolytic capacitors. Now I don't know if you can see that clearly or not with a light. Let's see if I can help out with that. Okay, let's see if you can see that here. I'll have to put some pictures in to show you what we're looking at here. But looking real closely down at the physical circuit board, these electrolytic capacitors, they leak acid. And this acid migrates to the circuit board and then across the circuit board. And if you look real closely here, we have a lot of black corrosion along the edges of these two components here. It also reaches up to this IC. That might be causing some problems on this one. Hopefully we can manage to save the board and the IC. But normally what we find is the electrolytics light. Oh, here's one I can show you. This electrolytic capacitor here, which is one of the smaller ones, if I move it, you can see that the leg is broken off of it, or should I say just deteriorated and gone away. This capacitor is held in place by one leg, so obviously it's not doing its job. This one looks very good, even though it does look good, may test good. All these electrolytic capacitors should be changed at the same time. Again, over here on the two capacitors here that were here, you can see black corrosion is here. We're going to take these components out. Now that we've pointed out all the problems with this, where they're located and so on, we went back through our notes and we found that we did a drawing of this circuit board. We've seen this a few times, that we've even color coded it. But like I mentioned in the beginning, we have 6 capacitors, electrolytic capacitors. We have 4 different values and voltage ratings and so on these components. It's okay to change the values. The value cannot change, the voltage rating can change only if you go up. You cannot go down in voltage ratings, and you shouldn't change the value of the component when replacing them. So now we got our everything all warmed up here. We're going to remove these components from the circuit board very gently. This will give us access to the circuit board, also to see what other problems or damage this leakage has caused. Once we get these out of the way, we can clean the circuit board, and usually once we get to those stages, we find because of this corrosion on the circuit board, if you do not look close enough, you will miss some open traces because this corrosion does eat the circuit board. So you have to be very close and make sure you clean it up well to take care of any open connections, or make sure there are no open connections. Usually jumper wires are involved when repairing this. So we're going to see where we get here in a minute or so. Now we removed the 6 components, and we did check them against our legend just to be sure that they matched as we took them out. But out of the 6 components, I had noticed earlier that one over here had a bad leg on it. There were 2 with bad legs. So we took all the capacitors out, and now we're going to clean the circuit board up. And as you can see from that corrosion on the circuit board, I'm picking up some ugly black stuff off the circuit board here. So we're going to attempt to clean this board and see what we can get off of it, just to because we're going to have to get down and clean the circuit board up, because we have seen this corrosion or electrolytic acid leaking out of the capacitors. Also conduct between other traces. Not only have we seen a leg being eaten off of a capacitor, we've also seen open traces because of this leakage and this acid getting to the circuit board. But we're going to clean this up real well, check the circuit board for any open traces. We're going to see if we can clean up the corrosion that's on this component, this IC here as well. Make sure there's no open traces, and see how well this is going to get back together. So we got all our components replaced. Also gave us the opportunity to take a closer look at the circuit board to make sure we didn't miss anything there. And we're going to cut the legs off the components so that they don't short out, of course. And then we're going to have to put this back together, and we have the capacitors all replaced. You can see how we've cleaned the circuit board. We did have an open trace on this side of the component, and I would say the ground on the last lead here was also gone or open to the major pad there. We were lucky not to have any open traces down that line of 10 traces there. No openings over here on these components either. Cleaned up really well. We're going to put it back together, put all the screws back into it, put it back into the car and plug it in. If this video has been helpful, please give us a thumbs up. If this did not take care of your problem, or you have something else you need help with, don't hesitate to give us an email. We'll see what we can do about getting it posted. We do have many do-it-yourself repairs on file. See our website. They may not be on YouTube because we haven't got them to video form yet, but that is being worked on as well. Hope this video has been helpful. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.